I don't know if we've talked to you since the title. So how does that feel a couple of months later?
Man, it was awesome. Like it's hard to kind of explain because, man, I was on such a high, leaving, Salt Lake, and had a couple of cross country flights, and then I'm back, ready to go into outdoors. And, man, I was so confident coming into that. And like I said, on such a high, and, just excited to go racing. And then, before I even get to go racing, boom, snap my wrist. And, head back home. Like, I literally was on a flight that next morning. And, man, I kind of got home and I was like, maybe this was kind of like the plan all along. Like, at first it's like, man, it's such a bummer. Like, dude, I was so bummed. And then I had like kind of one of my best summers I've ever had. Like, just being able to spend time with my family and like enjoy that championship. I mean, yeah, it sucked. Don't get me wrong. Like, I definitely want to be out there racing, but, yeah, man, I got to do a lot of cool things and spend a lot of time at home and just kind of reflect on it because you guys know it's taken me so long to get to that point.
Yep.
And yeah, just to, kind of look back on it and enjoy it was real special. And so I'm hoping that just that little break right there kind of extends my peak. Because I'm still not at my peak, but just extends that sweet spot of me enjoying going racing.
I like that. You're not at your peak yet. I love it.
No, man, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it's like, even going on the races, like, dude, yeah, I've been around a lot, but man, I'm still learning, and like, I feel like I'm getting better. And just what you guys seen over the weekend, like, I didn't even expect that. No one expected that, but just kind of taking what it gives me and believing I can still be at that level, if not better.
Budds Creek, you went 8-9, and then Ironman, you got on the podium. That was a pretty big gap from one week to another. Just to see that you were able to do that quick has got to give us confidence going into the SMX. And was that podium, was that a little bit higher than expected going into this weekend?
Leading up to Budds Creek, I had 2 days on the bike that were even worth something, and they were both on Supercross track because we were riding SMX, and that's really what I was focusing on. Was like, look, I need to be ready for Charlotte. So I haven't rode my outdoor bike since, I crashed at Paula. And then I show up at Budds Creek, and it's an all-new setting suspension because, of course, like we get updates throughout the year. So, yeah, I went out there at Budds Creek, and I didn't even know if I was going to race, to be honest with you. Like, I was going to do press day and then, practice and kind of just see. And yeah, like, dude, I left Budds Creek like, man, this thing is killing me. Let's kind of see where we're at. I ended up riding Tuesday on here in Florida. I did one moto. That was my second moto I've done since I've been back on the bike, and then got rained out the rest of the week. So then it was like, all right, well, I'm going to go racing. I'm not sure how I'm going to do. But man, like I said, it just kind of comes back into just believing I know I can be up front and battle for the, podiums. Yeah, I'd say realistically, I was probably at a 65, 70%, speed, health, fitness. And, I was surprised to, land on the box. But like I said, it's also just believing I can do that.
Is it pretty safe to say that you wouldn't have been at these last two rounds if it wasn't for this upcoming championship?
Yeah, I'd say so, but also, Lewis actually reminded me over the weekend, like that was probably my last outdoor national on a 250 that I'm going to race.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone would have told me that, leading up to it, and this was the end of the season, I probably would have still came back to race just to end it on, knowing that I still went out and gave it my best effort.
Generally, Millville or Redbud are the favorite tracks of you riders and fans, et cetera. I want to know where Ironman now ranks, because to me, it has jumped to the number 2 spot as a viewer.
Man, I enjoy that place. Like I don't know, like if you guys watched and could tell, but there were so many different options that you could take. The lines were sick. Like the prep job I felt was really good. Like it wasn't too deep where you were just kind of slot cars, and even how they prepped it for in between motos, like going out for our second moto, I don't know if you could see, but they prepped some of the outsides where it made like, okay, because usually you're shooting to the inside, 'cause that's always kind of the shorter, faster route, where now that outside groomed and also a faster line. And just you have opportunities to pass and chances to pass. I mean, dude, if it wasn't for my wrist, I would say Ironman was probably one of the best right now. But dude, like that Godzilla jump up top, landing off of that thing.
Yeah.
And then that stupid straightaway where you kind of drop down into a hole and you have like a double dude, like
it's a quad, RJ. Hayden quadded it.
Yeah, I wasn't quadding that either. So I was hitting every bump down into the G outs and forks hitting. Dude, I felt every single bump and hole down that straightaway every lap. So yeah, I mean, if I didn't have a bad wrist, that might be better.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like that place. But man, I don't know. Buds for me is.
Oh wow.
It's more of like a fun track. Like,
okay.
I mean, it's not. It doesn't race that well, I feel.
Right.
But if I'm a vet guy, I'm going to ride Buds. At the beginning of that section, where you have like kind of a turning triple, and then you kind of pray that you make it over and don't swap off the next thing.
Yeah.
If there's one thing to change, okay, you guys wouldn't know this, but in the morning when the sun comes up, you're hitting that jump completely blind.
Ooh.
And every single rider out there will know what I'm talking about. Like, you cannot see at all. So if we can change the angle or whatever, maybe even take that whole section out, because I don't like it either. But do something different off of that with the sun. I mean, I know they can't move the sun, but we can move the kind of direction we're hitting that at.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe the one time where they tried to kill us with the bunny hop over the wall.
Oh,
whenever Dino. Yeah, that would have ended someone's day real quick.
Next year, defend the title, 450 opposite coast, 450 outdoors. That's still the plan, I believe. The idea of racing both coasts, though, while defending a title, that could be questionable, right? I mean, you could go out, be leading the championship, and then go out and something bad could happen in the 450 class. Do you feel like you'll weigh that option at the time, or are you locked in? This is what I'm doing.
Well, I'm locked in on spending most of this off season on a 450. So that I think I'll get my answer kind of based off of how I feel and where I'm at on that side of it, like riding with the guys, at Alden's on the 450. Man, it's hard to say. Like, yeah, of course, if I'm leading that championship, like, we'll make that call when it comes.
Sure.
But there is a home race, I believe, coming back on the schedule. That would be cool to race. That wasn't on it this year. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, a couple here in Florida. I'm a Florida boy, so
right.
I would like to race those. But also, yeah, like you said, we'll see when that comes. And also, like, do I spend that time to try to prep for that outdoors on a 450? Because I mean, I really don't have much time on it. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll see when that comes. But yeah, as of now, I'm racing 450 for sure, outdoors, SMX, and moving forward from then.
We've always had the RJ is a little sketchy. RJ is going to RJ, whatever. And you're like, hey, I'm the same guy. I've heard you keep saying I'm the same guy. I can't really back it down when I get out there, but it does seem I'm going to use this in quotes, so hopefully you don't take offense. It does seem like you're more in control when you're pushing the edge. What do you contribute that to?
Oh, it's my bike.
Okay.
100% it's my bike. Like I have a lot more power, a lot more comfort. Man, that's the thing that really bums me out too about this kind of missing this this outdoors, because dude, the guys did work really hard to give me a good bike. Like, man, I'm not kidding you. Like, that bike I rode, Paula Preste, dude, I was so stoked. Like, I'm gonna win this. Like, I don't care. I'm going winning. And then, dude, just to see it kind of go away, and it's like, gosh darn it. Like, then for me to go out there this weekend, like, I think that, yeah, it was cool for myself and just kind of showed the grit I had to go and do that. But also, it kind of gave the team some, credit, I would hope. Like, look, he was on a really good bike, and just wish I had a little bit more time to prove it. But also, we still have three rounds coming up that are pretty big. So,
yes, they are.
Yeah. So hoping to yeah, who knows, man? I could still win another championship this year.
Racing with Kenny this weekend, how was that? Just having him out there.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Kenny's awesome, and like he's gonna be fast. Like it was kind of like just a joke before we went out. Like, dude, if I cannot get beat out of the gate by this dang Suzuki, like, do not let me get beat out of this Suzuki.
Come on, man.
No, but then like first moto, like I actually had a good start, and then I think someone hit me or something in the first turner.
Sure, RJ.
Corner,
Sure.
So way back, yeah. And then like of course, like I'm looking ahead to see who I was ahead, and sure enough, I see Kenny out like T4. I'm like, gosh, dang it! So, and then at first, like, dude, I wasn't even catching him. I'm like, oh, this is not gonna be good. Dude, the same thing, like, for me coming back to race, like, not being scared to, get your ass kicked. Like, really, like, that's kind of what that was.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was the same for Kenny. Like, hey, look, I want to do this. I'm not scared to go out and get beat. Like, I'll still have my confidence and stuff. So that takes a lot. Like, dude, there's a lot of guys out there that would not do that. Like,
I agree.
even the ones that are winning right now, like, yeah, they would not do that because they can't. Yeah, 100%. They can't break their ego. Where it's like, I respect someone that, was willing to do that, which, yeah, that was cool. I mean, it's cool for our sport, our class, too. First practice, I came by, and I thought I did, like, a pretty fast lap, and the mechanics area was right after the finish. So, like, I rolled over the single, and my pit board said P17, and I was like, I looked at Amos, I was like, hey, he's like, come on, update that thing, like, freshen it up. So then I go down, I turn back around, I'm looking for him. He's just giving me like the twisted sign, like, dude, you're not even close. And then I look, and Kenny's like 6 seconds faster than me on a dang 04 or whatever. Gosh.